Welcome back to Old Charles, your ultimate guide to rare and historical coins from around the world. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating story of the United Kingdom's 10 new pence coin from 1969. Is it rare? Is it valuable? Stick around to find out everything you need to know. The 1969 10 new pence coin was one of the first decimal coins introduced by the United Kingdom during its currency shift from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the decimal system. This major currency reform officially began in 1971, but several coins like the 10 new pence were issued earlier to help the public adjust. The coin was struck in copper-nickel and had a weight of 11.31 grams, with a diameter of 28.5 mm. It was quite large, comparable to the old florin. It features the iconic second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, which was used on UK coinage from 1968 to 1984. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse side, we see the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around the edge is the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1969 foot, which stands for Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, or, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the reverse side designed by Christopher Ironside, featuring a crowned lion, which is a symbol of the monarchy. Below the lion are the words, "Now the big question, is the 1969 10 new pence coin rare?" Not exactly. In fact, over 336 million of these coins were minted in 1969, making them quite common in circulation at the time. However, most of these coins have either been worn down or demonetized. In 1992, the UK reduced the size of the 10p coin, making the larger, older version like this one no longer legal tender. Even though it's not rare, the 1969 10 new pence still holds value for collectors, especially in uncirculated or proof condition. In circulated condition, usually worth £0.20 to £1 GBP, or $0.25 to $1.25 USD, in uncirculated condition, worth between £2 to £5 GBP, or $2.50 to $6 USD, in proof sets or graded condition, MS65 and above. Can fetch up to £10 to £20 plus GBP, or $12 to $25 plus USD, depending on the buyer. These values depend on the condition, grading, and whether the coin is in a collector's case or set. If you find one in excellent condition, it might be worth keeping or selling to a numismatic collector. If you come across a 1969 10 new pence coin in your collection, it's a neat piece of UK decimal history. While not extremely valuable, it's a great reminder of a major shift in British currency. To potentially increase its value, keep the coin in a protective sleeve or coin flip, avoid cleaning it, and try to identify if it's in mint or proof condition. The 10 new pence coin was born out of one of the most significant changes in British monetary history, decimalisation. Before decimalisation, the UK used a system based on pounds, shillings, and pence, where 1 pound equals 20 shillings, 1 shilling equals 12 pence. Therefore, 1 pound equals 240 pence. This system had been in use for centuries and was quite complex. To simplify the currency, the UK government began preparations for switching to a decimal system, where, though full decimalisation occurred on February 15, 1971, known as Decimal Day, the 10 new pence coin was first issued in 1968, with mass production continuing in 1969. The 10 new pence coin was designed to replace the old florin, which was worth 1/10 of a pound. Interestingly, the size and weight of the new 10p coin were identical to the florin, allowing for an easier transition. The 1969 version is one of the earliest decimal coins and played an important role in educating the public about the new system. The obverse of the coin features the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Arnold Machin. This regal image was used on all British coins from 1968 until the mid-1980s. The reverse, designed by Christopher Ironside, features a crowned lion passant guard ant, a powerful symbol of British strength and monarchy. The inscription New Pence was used to distinguish the coin from pre-decimal denominations. In 1992, the 10p coin underwent a major redesign. The size was reduced, making the older, larger 10p coins like the 1969 version obsolete. The new 10p coins were lighter and easier to carry. The large version of the 10p coin was demonetized on June 30, 1993, and is no longer legal tender. The 1969 10 new pence coin marks the preparation phase of Britain's move to decimal currency, a period of modernization in the UK's monetary system. a transitional relic now valued by collectors for its design and place in coin history. Even though it's not considered rare today, the coin is still a symbol of change, representing how an old empire embraced a new era of currency for future generations. Coin collectors use specific grading terms to describe the condition or grade of a coin. Here's what those mean for the 1969 10p, special collector versions or officially graded coins with a high MS, mint state, number, e.g., MS65 or above. Value * 10 to 25 pounds plus GBP * 12 to $30 plus USD * rare in this condition and sought after by serious collectors. Cleaning a coin can decrease its value significantly. Collectors prefer natural patina and original condition, even with wear. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if you enjoy this type of content. So, let's get started. The 5 new pence coin, which was introduced in 1968, was part of the UK's decimal currency system, which replaced the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence. But today, we're focusing on the 1979 issue, which is particularly interesting because of its place in the changing economy of the time. Let's take a closer look at the design. The obverse of the 5 new pence coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This is the classic image that graced British coins from 1968 to 1984. Around the Queen's portrait, you'll see the inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, which stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. On the reverse side, we have a simple yet elegant design, a traditional representation of a rose, symbolizing England. The rose is surrounded by the inscription 5 new pence, along with the year of issue, 1979. It's a neat, compact design that reflects the tradition and stability of the British coinage system. To fully understand the significance of the 1979 5 new pence, we need to step back in time and look at the year itself. 1979 was a pivotal year in British history. Margaret Thatcher became the Prime Minister, and the country was facing inflation, high unemployment, and economic restructuring. The 5 new pence coin was part of a broader effort to modernize Britain's economy and currency system after decimalization. Decimalization, which occurred in 1971, had replaced the old system where 20 shillings made up a pound. In 1979, the 5 new pence coin was a crucial part of this new decimal system, and it was used for daily transactions, reflecting the UK's modernized approach to currency. Now, let's get into the part that's most interesting to you. The value of the 1979 5 new pence coin. If you're thinking of finding one in your pocket change, you're probably going to be disappointed, because it's no longer in circulation. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have value. Today, the 5 new pence coin from 1979 can be worth a little more than its face value, especially if it's in good condition. Typically, you might find one in a range of around 50p to £1 if it's in circulated condition. But, if it's in uncirculated or pristine condition, its value could go up. Coins that are in excellent quality could fetch between £2 to £5, or even more, depending on the buyer. But here's the thing, collectability is all about rarity. And while the 1979 5 new pence coin isn't rare per se, there are a few factors that could affect its value. For example, there were slight variations in the design and minting errors in some of these coins, and those could make them more valuable. Coins with notable flaws, such as off-center strikes, might be of special interest to collectors. If you're looking to buy or sell one of these coins, there are a few great platforms to check out. Websites like eBay, Numisbids, and the Royal Mint website often feature auctions where you can find coins in different conditions. Be sure to do some research before making a purchase or selling one to make sure you get the best deal. Overall, the 1979 5 new pence coin is a lovely piece of British numismatic history. It's not exactly rare or valuable in the grand scheme of coin collecting, but it's still an interesting piece to add to your collection, especially if you're a fan of UK currency or the history of decimalization. Whether you're a casual collector or a seasoned numismatist, there's always something special about holding a piece of history in your hand. The 5 new pence coin from 1979 holds significant historical value in the context of the UK's transition to decimal currency. Here's a deeper look into its history. In 1971, the UK underwent a major overhaul of its monetary system, which had been based on the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence. Under the old system, there were 20 shillings in a pound, and 12 pence in a shilling. The change to the decimal system meant that 100 new pence, abbreviated as P, would equal £1, simplifying calculations and making the currency more aligned with international standards. As part of this shift, a new series of coins was introduced, and the 5 new pence coin was one of the key denominations. It replaced the old 1 shilling, 12 pence coin, which was withdrawn from circulation. The 5 new pence coin was first introduced in 1968, when decimalization began. It initially had a similar size and weight to the former 1 shilling coin, but it was minted with a new design to align with the decimal currency system. The coin featured the royal arms of the United Kingdom on the reverse, with the Queen's portrait by Arnold Machin on the obverse. The design was simple but elegant, in line with the modernizing goals of decimalization. From 1968 to 1984, the 5 new pence coin featured this standard design. However, the design would change in 1982, when the Royal Mint decided to reduce the size of the coin to help cut costs and simplify circulation. The 1979 5 new pence coin was part of the last series of 5 new pence coins before the design change. In 1979, the United Kingdom was undergoing significant political and economic shifts. Margaret Thatcher had just become the Prime Minister, and the country was facing high inflation, economic restructuring, and political unrest due to labor strikes and rising unemployment. While the 5 new pence coin itself didn't carry overt political symbolism, it was being circulated at a time when Britain was navigating both economic and political change. This coin symbolized the broader shift to a more modernized, decimalized Britain, but was also part of the challenges and economic difficulties faced by everyday people during that time. Throughout the 1970s, the 5 new pence coin was widely used in everyday transactions, ranging from small purchases like a loaf of bread to public transport fares. This coin was part of the nation's growing reliance on decimal currency and, therefore, a crucial part of daily life. It continued circulating throughout the 1970s and into the early 1980s, but by 1984, the size of the 5 new pence coin was reduced in an effort to make it more cost-effective and align with other coins in the UK's decimal currency system. In 1990, the Royal Mint reintroduced the coin in its current form with a new, smaller size, making it distinct from the earlier 5 new pence coins. The coin kept the 5p denomination, but the older new pence inscription was dropped. In this sense, the 5 new pence coin from 1979 represents a transitional moment in British numismatics, marking the tail end of the old decimal series before the coins were further redesigned and resized. Today, the 1979 5 new pence coin is still considered a piece of British history, especially for collectors who are interested in the changes in the UK currency system. Although it's not particularly rare, it's an important representation of the country's shift from the pre-decimal currency system to a decimalized nation. The coin has become a sought-after item for numismatists due to its historical significance, and coins in good condition are valued slightly above face value. The 1979 5 new pence coin serves as a reminder of the UK's efforts to modernize its currency system in the late 20th century, while also reflecting the political and economic changes of the time. Though it's no longer in circulation, its historical significance continues to captivate collectors and those interested in British numismatics. The condition of any coin, including the 1979 5 new pence, plays a crucial role in determining its value. The value of a coin is influenced by factors such as its circulation history, wear and tear, and overall rarity. When it comes to the 1979 5 new pence coin, several key grading factors come into play. To assess the condition of the 5 new pence coin, collectors use a standard grading scale. The scale ranges from poor, P, to mint state, MS, with several stages in between. The primary grades include, these grades show significant wear and tear. A coin in very good or good condition will have much of the design worn down, and the coin may have visible scratches or stains. Asterisk asterisk, the coin will have worn down edges and faces, and some areas of the design might be nearly indistinguishable. These coins typically hold very little value, usually less than 30p, due to their poor condition. While the grading system is important, other factors can also impact the condition of the coin. Coins that have been handled more frequently will often show more wear. Collectors often look for coins that appear to have been carefully stored or not handled much. Coins that have been stored in a protective casing or coin album are more likely to remain in better condition than those kept loosely in pockets or wallets. Coins exposed to moisture, extreme temperatures, or chemicals may experience corrosion or toning, which can affect their condition and value. Coins with minting errors, like misprints or off-center strikes, are often more valuable to collectors, even if they're in lower condition. While the 1979 5 new pence is not known for major minting errors, minor irregularities could make some coins more desirable. Although the 5 new pence coin from 1979 is not considered rare, coins in mint state, UNC, condition or those with specific minting errors may command a premium. Coins in excellent condition from a historically significant year like 1979 may also be more desirable to collectors, further boosting their value. If you have a 1979 5 new pence coin and want to assess its condition, you can use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe *** to examine the coin's details closely. Consult a professional numismatist *** or visit a coin shop for an official grading assessment. Check auction websites ** like eBay or online coin dealers to compare prices and conditions of similar coins. The condition of the 1979 5 new pence coin is one of the most significant factors in determining its value. While coins in lower grades may not be worth much beyond their face value, those in uncirculated or extremely fine condition can attract serious interest from collectors and may command higher prices in the market. If you have one of these coins in pristine condition, it could be a valuable addition to your collection. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of numismatic history, the United Kingdom 2 new pence coin from 1971. If you're a collector or just curious about the value of your old coins, you've come to the right place. Now, what makes the 2 new pence coin from 1971 so interesting? Well, this coin marks a pivotal moment in British currency history, and its value can depend on a few factors like condition and demand among collectors. Before we get into the value, let's talk about the background. The 2 new pence coin was introduced in 1971 as part of the UK's decimalisation of its currency. Prior to this, the UK used the old imperial system, where coins like the 2 pennies, 1 shilling, and others were in circulation. But, in 1971, the UK switched over to the decimal system, and the pound was divided into 100 new pence. On the 15th of February 1971, known as Decimal Day, the British public saw the introduction of the new coinage, including the 1p, 2p, 5p, 10p, 20p, and 50p, along with new designs. The 2 new pence coin, as you can see here, features the iconic design of the portcullis, a symbol of the UK Parliament. This portcullis design was crafted by the artist Christopher Ironside, and it has since become a beloved symbol of the UK's coinage. Looking at the coin itself, the 2 new pence from 1971 features a detailed image of the portcullis on the reverse. On the obverse side, we see the image of Queen Elizabeth II, as was standard for British coins at the time. The inscription around the Queen's effigy reads, Elizabeth II de Girej. F.D. Well, the value of a 1971 2 new pence coin largely depends on its condition. If your coin is well worn from circulation, it will typically fetch a modest value, often around 20 to 50 pence, depending on demand and where you sell it. These coins are still relatively common, as millions were minted in 1971 and circulated for years after. However, if you happen to have an uncirculated or mint condition coin, meaning it looks almost as fresh as the day it was minted, you could expect a bit more. Some collectors might pay anywhere from £1 to £3, or even higher in rare cases, for a pristine specimen. In fact, you might find that certain auction platforms and online coin dealers offer even higher prices for well-preserved or rare versions of this coin, especially if they come in a complete set of 1971 decimal coins. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that are in the best possible condition. So, if you've got a coin that's in mint or near mint condition, it could be worth quite a bit more than you might expect. To put it in perspective, although the 2 new pence coin from 1971 isn't as rare as some other British coins, it still holds a special place in the hearts of collectors who focus on decimalisation-era coins. This particular coin marks a historical shift, and many collectors actively seek out the full range of 1971 decimal coins for their collections. Of course, the value of any coin can fluctuate over time due to factors like collector interest and market trends. If you're interested in selling your 1971 2 new pence coin, I recommend checking online auction sites, local coin dealers, or coin shops to see what similar coins are going for. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or a newbie just getting into coins, the 2 new pence coin from 1971 is a neat piece of history to have in your collection. It might not be worth a fortune, but it's certainly a great conversation starter and a symbol of the UK's transition into a new monetary system. Before decimalisation, the United Kingdom used the old imperial system for its currency. Under this system, the pound was divided into 20 shillings, and each shilling was divided into 12 pennies, or pence. This made the pound worth 240 pennies, and in the late 1960s and early 1970s, the UK government began considering changing the monetary system to simplify transactions. Decimalisation was seen as a way to modernize the currency and make calculations more straightforward for businesses and individuals. After years of debate and planning, Decimal Day was set for February 15, 1971, a date that marked the shift from the old imperial system to the new decimal system. On Decimal Day, the 2 new pence, 2p, coin was introduced as part of the new decimal currency. The coin represented 2/100ths of a pound, or 1/40th of the new pound. In the new system, the pound was divided into 100 new pence, denoted as 100p, rather than 240 old pennies. The 2 new pence coin was designed to be a part of the new set of coins that included the 1p, 5p, 10p, 20p, and 50p. The introduction of these coins replaced the old penny and 2 shilling pieces, along with other imperial currency units. The design of the 2 new pence coin was created by Christopher Ironside, a British artist and designer who created many of the coins used in the UK after decimalisation. On the reverse side of the coin, there is a portcullis design, which is an iconic symbol of the UK Parliament. The portcullis is a type of defensive gate that was historically used to secure gates or entryways, and it was chosen as a symbol of the nation's government. On the obverse side, the coin features a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. This was the same portrait that appeared on most British coins during her reign at that time. After its introduction, the 2 new pence coin was widely circulated in the UK, alongside other new decimal coins. It became part of everyday transactions and was commonly used in daily life. In fact, from its introduction in 1971 until the late 1990s, it was frequently used in various forms of payment, from shopping to transportation costs. In the 1980s and 1990s, as inflation rose, the purchasing power of the 2p coin declined, and its use in daily transactions started to decrease. By the 2000s, the coin had fallen out of general circulation for most practical uses. Over time, the 2 new pence coin has become more of a collector's item rather than a regularly used currency. Due to the coin's historical significance as part of the decimalisation process, it holds a place of importance among British coin collectors. The first year of issue, 1971, is especially significant to collectors, and the value of these coins can vary depending on their condition. A well-preserved or uncirculated coin can fetch more than a worn one, with prices ranging from a few pence to several pounds for coins in mint condition. Over 1.5 billion of the 2 new pence coins were minted in 1971, making it relatively common in circulation. However, as time has passed and the coin has become less common in circulation, it has become somewhat rarer in uncirculated conditions, making it more valuable to collectors. In 1992, the UK government decided to cease the production of certain low-value coins, including the 2 new pence coin. It was replaced by the 2p coin in its current form, but it continues to be part of the decimalisation history. The 2 new pence coin remains in circulation as legal tender, although it's seldom used in everyday transactions today. Decimalisation ***, part of the shift from the old imperial system to the new decimal currency system. Design ***, portcullis on the reverse, Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, mintage ***. Over 1.5 billion minted in 1971, value ***. The coin's value depends on condition, with mint or uncirculated coins worth more than those in circulation. Collectability ***, considered collectible due to its historical significance, particularly the 1971 version. The 2 new pence coin, 1971, is a reminder of the UK's significant shift in currency and has earned its place as a valuable piece of numismatic history. Whether you're a collector or just interested in historical coins, this coin represents an important chapter in British monetary history. The condition of a coin is often evaluated using a grading scale that includes various categories from poor condition to mint condition. The most commonly used grading system is the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1, poor, to 70, mint state. In very fine condition, the coin will have only light wear, and most of the details will still be intact. It will show some minor signs of circulation, but the overall design is still sharp. The portcullis design will be clearly visible, with all the lines and features intact. The Queen's portrait will have minimal wear, with the inscription fully legible. The coin might still have some light scratches or marks. Coins in very fine condition can fetch more money, often around £1 to £3, depending on the market and demand. A coin in extremely fine condition will show very minimal wear. It will have only slight signs of circulation but will be well preserved. The portcullis and the Queen's portrait will be sharp and clearly defined, with only minor surface marks or tiny scratches. The coin will look almost as though in this condition, the coin may be worth around £3 to £5, or possibly more if there's a demand for this specific year and coin. Coins that are uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated, BU, are in pristine condition, having never been used in circulation. They are as fresh as the day they were minted. These coins will have no wear at all. The design, including the portcullis and Queen's portrait, will be crisp, sharp, and fully detailed. The coin will have a bright, shiny appearance, with no blemishes, discoloration, or scratches. Coins in uncirculated or BU condition are the most valuable to collectors, and can fetch a premium. A well-preserved 1971 2 new pence coin in this condition could be worth £5 to £10, or even higher depending on demand. Coins that have been in heavy circulation tend to have more noticeable wear, which affects their value. Scratches, dents, and discoloration caused by handling can lower the value of a coin. Over time, coins can develop a natural patina or toning. While some collectors value this natural aging, excessive tarnishing or discoloration can reduce the coin's appeal. Coins stored in protective holders or cases will likely be in better condition than those stored loosely or exposed to the elements. So keep your 2 new pence coin, 1971, in the best possible condition. Here are some tips. Avoid touching the coin *** with bare hands, as oils from your skin can tarnish the surface. Store coins in protective holders or slabs to prevent scratches and tarnishing. Keep coins in a cool, dry environment to prevent corrosion. If the coin is particularly valuable, consider storing it in a climate-controlled area to preserve its condition over time.